Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today is yet another fall video. I can't get enough of fall, and I hope you're enjoying these videos. But first, before we get on to our crafts, I want to say welcome. If you're new here, my name is Brenda, and this is my Oliver. And if you're returning, you guys mean the world to me. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number one. So for this DIY, I'm going to use this beautiful napkin I got from decopagenapkin.com. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew and this Deco Art Matte Metallics in the color Gold. I got that from Hobby Lobby. And then this Deco Art Metallic Rich Espresso. I'm going to use this Pallet Acorn from Dollar Tree and then this sign from Dollar Tree. But if you don't have this sign, you can use any that will fit that acorn that you may have if you recreate this. So I started off by painting the inside of that sign with my Cashew. Once it was dry, I covered it with my Mod Podge, and then after I had that all on there, I set it aside to dry. While it was drying, I took some spackling here from Dollar Tree, and I am just filling in those little holes. And then I painted the two ends with my Cashew, the next to the ends with the gold, and then the one middle strip and the stem with that rich espresso. Then I took my napkin here, I cut it down to size. I removed the two plies behind it, and then I just kind of scored with my fingers a little bit more of that so I could cut it down to fit inside. Then I am taking my parchment paper. This is regular parchment paper you use in your kitchen, and my little heat press, and you can use an iron without any steam if you don't have a heat press. And I'm just going around and reactivating that Mod Podge so the napkin sticks. After that, I took my Mod Podge and I just covered the top part of my napkin so that way it protects that napkin and keeps it from ripping. Then I took some of my braided jute cord I get from Amazon. It is in my Amazon store if you're interested in it, and I just hot glued it all the way around the frame. Then I took some of my Beacon Fabri-Tac glue. I'm putting it on the back of my acorn here, and then I'm going to add some hot glue on the ends of that. That's for permanent and immediate hold there. And then I'm just going to place it right in the middle of my sign. I took some of this webbed ribbon you get from Dollar Tree. I'm using the cream color and the brown, and I'm just going to scrunch them up in the middle and just kind of form X's, and then I'm going to tie some twine around it. And I do end up cutting those down. I felt like they were just a little bit too long. And then after that, I took some leaves. I had some just regular fall leaves, but I also had some silver dollar leaves that I found at Dollar Tree, and I put a little bit of the gold in there, and then I just put a little bit of the orange fall leaves, and then I'm just going to add some of my sunflowers from Dollar Tree as well. This paper has just a little touches of orange on, or not the paper, the napkin, on the acorn, so that's why I put a little orange to kind of help bring that out. And plus, I just felt like it needed a little bit more color, not so much browns. And so here I am just going to, I use twine to tie around those leaves to tie them in place. And then with the sunflowers, I'm just cutting off that little part on the bottom, and then I'm using hot glue to just hot glue them. And that's all there was for this one. Nope, I'm lying. I took one of these tags from Hobby Lobby, and I just kind of put the string around the flowers and then did a little hot glue there to keep it in place. And there it is. I think it's so pretty. I love that napkin. It's just gorgeous. You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. As always, I want to give a big thank you to all my subscribers. You guys are amazing. And if you're new here and enjoy today's video and like home decor on a budget, I invite you to hit that red subscribe button before you go. And then make sure you guys give me that thumbs up and comment and watch those ads. That really does help my channel. It helps push my videos out for more to see when you do that. And then if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find the links to my social media accounts as well as all my affiliate accounts in the description box below. Okay, here's DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and then again that Rich Espresso by Deco Art. I think I got that off of Amazon, but you can also find it in Hobby Lobby. These really cute acorns are made out of felt from Dollar Tree. I got this at a a thrift store, but you could use any kind of little container or vase. I created those decals with my Cricut, and then these acorns I got from Woodpecker's Craft. They're so nice, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to start off by painting the top parts of my acorns with the black, and as well as my holder there, and then the rest of it with that Rich Espresso. Once it was all dry, I took my decals here and I'm just going to lay them out. I'm putting my words nuts on the top of the big one, and the next word says about, and I'm just going to place that right under the word nuts. Now I have them laying out like they are because I knew that's how I was going to glue them, and I wanted to make sure I was laying the words in the right spots. And then I took the word fall, and I'm just going to place this on the top of that small acorn. And it took me a little bit to get my backing off of this. I don't know what the deal was. Usually with the bigger letters, that's a lot easier, but that transfer tape I've used quite often, so it might be needing to be thrown away. So there it is. I got that fall on there, and then I just laid my acorn back down, kind of traced out where it was. That way I knew where to put my glue, and I'm using my Titebond glue here. It is Titebond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue. And then I'm just going to also use my hot glue and go around the edges of that wood glue or multi-surface glue, and then I'm going to lay my small acorn in front. After that, I did the same thing with the glue. I'm using the Titebond and the hot glue on the I guess this is probably a pencil holder, and I'm going to put my acorns right in front, just like you see right there. And I did want them to be kind of at an angle. And then after that, I just started filling up my little holder in the back. I'm going to just call it a vase, even though it's not really a vase. I'm just going to call it a vase. I filled it up with those acorns that are so cute, and then I wanted to add some fall leaves, so I added some orange leaves just to give it a pop of color because I love color. Then I took some of those sunflowers from Dollar Tree and then added them in there as well. And then I just added a few more leaves and just kind of played around with it until I liked the way it looked. And then I decided it needed a little something more on the acorns. So I took some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree. This is actually their lace trim, burlap trim, or whatever they call it. And I'm just going to put it all along the edge of that. And see, doesn't that just bring it up a notch when you add that? I just loved the way it looked. And then after I have this on the small one, I'm going to do the same thing on the bigger one. I had to be really careful though, because I know it was kind of covering a little bit of the wording. I didn't want it to, not be able to be read, but there it is. I love how this turned out. I just think it's so cute. It's so pretty, and just, I don't know. I love it. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Oh, I also added some of those silver dollars in there as well. Okay, so it is a time for a celebration of your recreations, and we have these really pretty signs from Lynn. She recreated a lot of mine. I love them all. You did an amazing job. Thank you so much, Lynn. And then Talitha made these from Chalk Couture. She did an amazing job. I'm going to do that Highland Cow here soon. And then Lisa, look at her lovely little 4th of July patriotic summer decor. I love it. If you guys have a creation or a recreation that you would like me to showcase for you, you can send me pictures to my email address that's listed right there, or you can send them to me through Facebook Messenger or Instagram, and I am always tickled pink to receive those pictures and showcase them for you. Okay, here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I am going to use some decals I made with my Cricut. You can always use stickers if you don't have a Cricut. I'm going to use 8 of these acorn ornaments from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use some paper from this paper pack that I got last year from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, and then again my Rich Espresso by Deco Art, and then one of these long signs from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to remove that hanger, and then I'm going to take my Plaster chalk paint and I'm just going to do some dry brushing all along this sign. And some of it, if you don't like dry brushing or distressing, you know, you don't have to do it. Make it your own. I just wanted to have some little lighter colors because I'm not a huge brown fan. But then after that, I took my Rich Espresso here and I painted the top of 6 of those acorns. And then after I had all of those done, I took the other 2 and I painted the entire acorn with that Rich Espresso. After that, I took 6 of these and I am just tracing out paper by laying them down on the back, using my pencil to trace them and then cut them out. And I used 4 different papers, and I cut 2 of them, and then I just had 1 of each, but or the others. I'm going to use my Elmer's school glue here to attach my paper to my acorns. And then I'm going to use my little finger sander to sand off all the excess. And if you haven't noticed, this video is all about acorns. I don't know. I just thought it would be really fun to have a title that says Nuts About Fall DIYs or something like that and make it all acorns. So that's what I went with this time. I went ahead and took the squirrel cutout or decals that I created. I got that squirrel off of Cricut Design Space. I put the squirrels on the acorns that were painted, and then I just went and added my words on, or my letters on each of the other acorns that have the paper. And I just thought it would be really cute to have those squirrels, since it says gather, you know, squirrels gather acorns. So I thought, why not have some acorns with squirrels on it too? So I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of cute. So I took some ribbon here. This ribbon I got from Dollar Tree a year or so ago, and I just cut some down to fit along the edge of both sides of this plaque, mainly because I wanted to cover up those holes from where it was, the hanger was on it. Then I took some jute twine, I put some tape along the end, and I am just stringing it through. I hot glued the other end to the back of the other side of this plaque, and then I'm just stringing it through. I'm going through the top on one, and then the bottom on the next, and through the top on the next one. And then I just hot glued the end on the back there. After that, I am going to turn this around, and then I'm going to lay them all out the way I want them, making sure that the twine was all tight. I didn't want it really loose. And then once I had it laid out the way I wanted it, I'm taking my wood glue here. I'm getting low, so I'm really having to push it out there. And then my hot glue, and I'm just going to glue those little acorns in place, making sure that they are just kind of tilted on opposite sides, as you can see. Just kind of made it a little more fun, but also I couldn't get it all on there if they were all straight. But I just thought this just kind of made it a little more whimsical and fun, especially since we have the squirrels on those acorns, you know, that's kind of whimsical and fun too. So I just kind of made it this way because I just felt like it went well that way. And here's where I'm going to glue this end. I'm going to tie a knot on the end here and then cut off the excess, and then hot glue that down to the back. Okay, and then after that, I took some twine and I made 8 teeny little shoestring bows, and I am going to just cut this one down after I quit playing with it. And then I am going to hot glue all of them in place to cover up those little holes and just to add a little fun detail to it. And, you know, if you recreate this, you could always use ribbon. You could just do whatever you want. Then I took my big mouth crocodile here. This I do have in my Amazon store if you're interested in it. And I'm just making a couple holes. And then I took some more twine, put some tape around the edge so it's easier to thread through the holes. And then I tied knots. And as you can see, I made the knots in the front of my sign instead of the back. And there it is. I think it is so adorable. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Boy, for someone who doesn't really like brown, I sure did do a lot of brown in this video, didn't I? Okay, here's DIY number 4. So for this DIY, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew, and then again that Rich Espresso by Deco Art. I think it's Dazzling Metallics. And then this Colonial color, this is by Deco Art. It's Americano Décor Chalk Finish. Then I'm going to use this self-adhesive stencil that I just got at Dollar Tree. One of these wood bless signs from Dollar Tree. It comes in the, I was a 4-pack of words or something. Another one of these Acorns from Woodpecker Crafts, and then this charger from Dollar Tree. I'm going to start off by sanding each little groove on this charger. By the way, I am an affiliate with Woodpecker's Crafts, so if you're interested, I do have a link in my description box. Check them out, and if you buy anything, I do get a little something back from them if you use my link. So after I had it all sanded and wiped off, I took my Rich Espresso here and I went on every third little crevice there and painted it. Now I did have to end up doing 2 coats of this because that metallic finish is a little translucent, so I did have to go over it a second time. But then after that, I went the groove next to it, I covered each one with my Cashew, and I forgot to hit record when I did that, so I figured I'd just tell you. Then I left the third one blue. Then I taped off my Acorn, and I painted the top with the Cashew and the bottom with that Rich Espresso. I was going to paint the stem, but I kind of forgot, and you'll see that in a little bit. So I'm taking this stencil. Now, this is very, very thin, much thinner than Chalk Couture's transfers. So I was trying to be very careful with it because I felt like it would rip really easy. So I took some of my painter's tape there and taped it off where I didn't want my paint to go. And I'm just taking that chalk, the Cashew color, and I'm dabbing it all around my stencil here on the bottom half. Now I originally was going to do both bottom and top, but I just really loved how this looked just on the bottom because I was going to do the darker color on the top, and I really liked the top part of it being blank. But once I was done, I removed my tape very carefully because there's some really small pieces like in the leaves and in the sunflowers and stuff that I was really worried that would be ripped off. And then I took this off and then I wiped it off with a baby wipe. And I do have to say that when I was wiping it, some of those pieces kind of got a little tweaked. So you do want to be really careful with that kind of transfer. I don't think it's going to last very long. I might get a couple more uses out of it. As you can see, I used my blue color there on that bless sign. And then I took my E6000, I'm putting it all around the middle of my Acorn. And this is where I realized I forgot to paint the little stem. So before I added it on, because I knew if I glued this onto the charger, I would get paint on the charger. So I just went ahead and took a small brush and very carefully painted the stem, just the front and the sides. And then I'm going to finish adding some hot glue and gluing that in place. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wait a minute, I forgot to paint that. Oh my goodness. So there it is. I just think that's so cute. Anyways, I took some of this lace ribbon, no, burlap and lace ribbon. I don't know what you call it, but it's ribbon from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to go around and hot glue this around the charger. Now, after I got done with this, I thought, this just doesn't look very fallish. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm so used to seeing like fall color ribbons and all that stuff. So after I had this on, I thought, okay, I've got to do something else to make it look a little more fall. So before I did that, I took some more of that ribbon and I just made a bow by doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up in the middle, taking some twine and tightening it in the middle to keep it scrunched. And then I am going to cut the ends of the ribbon at an angle. And then I'm going to hot glue that right in front of the stem. And then this is where I thought, okay, I need a little more color. So I took some of these orange leaves. These were just, I think that one might have been from Dollar Tree. The other one is from my stash of leaves from Amazon. I'm going to hot glue them in place here. This one I realized, I got a little too close to the word bless. So I'm trying to hot glue the leaf so it doesn't cover the word. And then I add the other one here. And then the little flower is like a paper flower from Hobby Lobby. They have them this time of year. They're like little, what is that? Not marigold. Maybe it is a marigold. I don't know what it is. I'm not good with flowers, you guys. But anyways, I liked the color with it, so I just glued it on, and there it is. You could always hang this up if you wanted. I thought this would be a nice little shelf sitter, so I just had that little plate holder to hold it. But you have to let me know what you think about this one as well. And then the final reveal is coming right up, so you have to let me know which one was your favorite today and if you'll be recreating any. I am going to try to have a video for you guys on Thursday. You guys, my stepdaughter and grandsons are going to be here tomorrow, which will be the day you see the video. And so I don't have my projects done yet for Thursday. I'm going to try and get them done before she gets here. But if not, I should have one for sure on Sunday or Monday. It just depends on what I can get done. So with all that, you guys, don't forget to give me that thumbs up, comment, and subscribe before you go. Share this video with someone you think might like it. And with all that being said, you guys, have a wonderful week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.